And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cincinnati Taft High School for today's Cincinnati Christian bout. It is Union from Barboursville, Kentucky, a team that is hungry for a win. In fact, they haven't won all season. They have an 8-game losing streak stretching back to 2018. And this is a team that has been struggling to get points on the board and has struggled to keep points from going on the board on them. For Cincinnati Christian, it's a tale of a team that struggled all season, but signs of offensive brilliance. We'll see what happens today. Hey, everybody, D. Jackson along with you from the shadow of downtown Cincinnati. This is CCU Eagle football. Thanks for joining us on Spectrum Cable and on Cincinnati Bell. Great to have you along on the Cincinnati Christian University Football Network. We're about ready to get this one away. Kevin Rockwood set to kick it away, a 5'8" freshman, and had a big game last week, set a new personal best, well, first season. Any kick at this point is probably going to be a personal best, but had a couple of long field goals. That one pushed into the end zone, and all they can do is watch it sail away. So it's going to be 1st and 10. By the way, Cincinnati will defer till the second half. A great day for football here in just about 10 blocks north of downtown Cincinnati. A beautiful day, completely different from last Saturday's game. We called that one the Chamber of Commerce Saturday afternoon. This one, cloud stretching, but still a wonderful day as we look to the west, the southwest, the hills, and then to the east, the southeast. Downtown Cincinnati, Carew Tower, towering skyward, had a great shot of it during our pregame. So we get ready to get things going. Furness in at quarterback, and this is a team that has struggled to complete passes. When they have thrown, they have struggled to run. Little dump off, fingertip catch, and he did not get very far, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage from Kendrick Furness. And Furness on the season, he's completing about 49% of his passes he has completed for 8 touchdowns, 92 of 186 on the season. It's a team that, as we mentioned, that has struggled to get the ball moving, has struggled to score. On the season, they have passed for 1,300 yards. They have passed for 11 touchdowns, and get this, have only run for 1 touchdown. Meanwhile, opponents have pounded out more than 60 on them. 29 passing, 22 running. That one, nice completion, getting it into about the 40-yard line for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs coming to us again from Barboursville, Kentucky. Black and orange numbers and some white uniform. 1st and 10, ball at the 40-yard line. Lining up to the near side, that's DeAndre Bledsoe. This is a receiving core that, as we mentioned, no one has more than 65 yards average per game. Handoff, tries to find the opening, misdirection up the middle, cross to the 45, will be brought down at the 46. The pickup from Earl Wells, who has also been a ball carrier, but not a lot of the time. Caught 33 passes this season for 455 yards, and Union getting things started very quickly. Almost everyone to a man with some sort of pink, either as a calf guard or on a wristband or socks or whatever, but they are sporting the pink today. 2nd down and 4. 13-15 to play in the first quarter. Met in the backfield. Cincinnati Christian showed great penetration last week in the loss to point. We'll take a look at that as again. Really very little trouble for Cincinnati Christian getting in the backfield, wrapping up the ball carrier. That is Jalen Ackles. He is the leading rusher on this team. He's rushed 78 times for 327 yards. Was not listed as a starter in the depth chart, but he's getting a lot of snaps. And of course he would. He's the leading rusher. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. 3rd down at 7, looking long, just past the outstretched arms, incomplete. Could not come up with it. Trying to go for broke, trying to come it up with Jermaine Buchanan. from Knoxville, Tennessee, and just about a yard short. So it'll be 4th down and 7 as the wheels start to fall off on this drive for Union College. Union College, by the way, has only rushed for 720 yards. 0-7 on the season are the Bulldogs. Back to receive for Cincinnati Christian. Maceo Clinton, very lucky to get that one off, and will be fielded inside the 30. Union has it back. Great hustle, great coverage. Remember, punt is going to be, you gotta make the play. You got to stay with it. Well, it looks like it went off of Allen. Allen, the sophomore from Saginaw, Michigan, excuse me. So that's a way to keep your drive going. A big break for the Bulldogs, who has struggled moving the football all season long. 2 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side, 1 setback. The handoff. Eccles cuts to the far side, cuts to the inside again, straight ahead, just short of the 1st down. Jalen Eccles, a redshirt freshman, standing in at 5'11", 190 pounds. And we're going to call that 2nd down and about 2. Ball marked at the 27-yard line, just under 12 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter. You just tuned in. Union was 4th and 7. They kicked it away, recovered the touch after the kick, after the punt, and now they're ready to go. Flag on the play.
Offsides on CCU.
So CCU offsides. Union trying to take advantage of it with a quick pass, but that will just be a dead play. 1st and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line. A nice little pickup after the penalty. Union trying to get something started early. Back to Eccles in the flat. Jukes across to the 15, inside the 10, and will be hit at about the 7. It's still enough for a 1st down without a score. 2nd down and about 3 from the 7-yard line is what I will say. But we'll be corrected, I'm sure. 11:16 to play here. 1st quarter, 2nd down and 3. Ball inside the 10 at the 7. Quick over the middle, batted down. Cincinnati Christian's defense at tough times this season has really stood the test. We saw that in this 2nd home game of the season against Thomas More, where they had 8 drives that they snuffed out, but again, could not finish it off, and perhaps one of their best games of the season, if not the best. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 7. The handoff. Nope, the quarterback keep. Furness straight ahead. Did he get the 1st down? It sure looks like he did. So it'll be 1st and goal to go inside the 5. We'll watch it again.
Furness keeps on the carry.
Furness on the season has rushed now 59 times for about 90 yards, an average of 1.5. 10:45 to play, 1st quarter. Union knocking on the door. That one is a give to Eccles, and nobody is fooled. Lost about a couple, and he'll be back at the 7. Nope, they're going to put him at the 5. First hit was at the 7. Forward progress had him at the 5. So 2nd down and goal to go. Still at the 5-yard line.
2nd and goal.
Wonderful Saturday afternoon just north of downtown Cincinnati. After some cold weather we had this week, it's nice to have some sun and a little bit of a breeze. Furness looks to the sideline. Second and goal to go from the 3. Wells goes in motion, gets the handoff. He's met in the backfield and all kinds of pursuit. He'll go back at the 10. And if you're trying to score, going backwards is not the way to get it done. So it is now 2nd down and goal to go from the 10.
Earl Wells stopped for a
At least from the 10.
Ball will be placed at the 10-yard line, 3rd and goal.
And nobody was fooled by that. Again, Cincinnati Christian's defense has been stoic this season when it's needed to be, other than in crunch times late. Wheels have gone off of that defense mostly in the 4th quarter, but in a lot of games this season they have hung tight, certainly the home games. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the 1st quarter. Cincinnati Christian backs up against the wall inside the 10-yard line. Actually, they'll put it at the 11. Union got the football back after a 4th and 7 after a fumble on a kick. They pushed it ahead to about the 3, but now they're marching backwards. 3rd and goal to go from the 11. Movement on the line, no call. .926, 3rd and long, looking deep, just past the outstretched arms. Could not haul it in. Tough pass. It looked like, was it Wells again down there? Could not find the handle, and so they will come in to try the point after. Seth Burke, he has connected on 1 of 2 field goals this season. That one a 25-yarder. This one would be a 29-yarder unofficially. The snap, the kick, and there is no way that is even going to be close. And he was lucky to hit the bottom of the crossbar. A chip shot, no good. Cincinnati Christian will take over. 9:20 to play, 1st quarter, and the defense rests. Great to have you along this afternoon. Dean Jackson along with the crew from Waycross Media bringing this broadcast to you. Thanks for joining us on Spectrum and on Cincinnati Bell 580 and Spectrum 859. I'm sorry. Cincinnati Bell 580. Long bomb, incomplete.
Derek Taylor's pass intended for Christian Williams.
Christian Williams, one of the leading receivers for the Cincinnati Christian team. 22 receptions this season, 2 touchdowns, average at 60 yards a game, about 16 a catch. That would have been a beautiful thing if he found it. His longest in 85 this season, and that, of course, was a touchdown. Taylor, the handoff, cuts to the outside, ahead to about the 33 where he is going to be brought down. Purdue, the ball carrier. He started to get some more carries last week.
Gain of 8.
Derek Taylor, the handoff again to Purdue, straight ahead. Near the 40-yard line. Looks like they will put him at just short of the 38.
38-yard line.
One thing about this Cincinnati offense, they love to stay with the same back. Again, Purdue gets it back in the backfield, and he gets it in more than one way. Is in there to make the stop. A loss of a yard after the stop by Jontrell Wells, the freshman linebacker from Statesboro, Georgia.
Loss of 1.
8.5 minutes left to play, 1st quarter. No score. Cincinnati Christian dodged a big bullet after a fumble on a punt return. Union got inside the 5, but penalties pushed him, or a tackle for loss pushed him back, and a chip shot field goal attempt, no good. High stepping across the 40-yard line, gets it to the 42. Chris Young, another guy who, when he has played, has got some key yards in a very strong role for the Eagles. 3rd down and 7. Ball set at the Cincinnati Christian 42. Young comes in motion, flanks. Now coming in motion to the far side as well. Another receiver. Clinton almost stumbles. Pass incomplete for Williams, trying to go over the middle. In there to make the stop. Mario Black. And now that brings up 4th and about 7. We'll call it 4th and 6. Rockwood in to try. Or excuse me, Rockwood in to punt it away. Fourth home game of the season for the Eagles. They will not return home until November 16th as they take on Kentucky Christian. Timeout is called. We will keep it right here.
Their first of the half.
Great to have you along. Thanks for watching us all across the CCU network, and that includes Spectrum Cable and Cincinnati Bell. Good look at brand spanking new Willard Stargell Stadium at Taft High School. 3 times the stadium has been named for Willard Stargell. That must be some type of record. You know, this guy has got to get his name on a stadium because they love him so much. Rockwood set to kick it away. Bad snap, able to come up with it, still able to get some yardage. That one will spin inside the 30 and will roll out at the 26 and look like we had a little extracurricular, as they say down there, maybe just some words exchanged. But nonetheless, second possession of the game for Union. They got it all the way to the 3 before Cincinnati's defense stood up and pushed them back. Yep, there was a little bit of pushing going on there, and I don't know what precipitated it, but Dalton Edwards wanted to make sure that he made his point, and he did it with emphasis. First and 10, ball at the 26, up the gut, finally wrapped up by 3 defenders. Should have been hit for very little gain, but instead he's able to keep churning.
Jaron Eccles, the ball carrier. Dominic Valentino with the tackle.
Eccles on the season, as we mentioned, has rushed for nearly 330 yards, but no touchdowns. Flag on the play, pushing it ahead to the 42. But we'll see what happens. I would think it would be after the tackle.
Penalty marker on the field. Marker is waved. Gain on the play sufficient for a first down.
Six minutes, 24 seconds counting down here from Taft High School and Willard Stargell Stadium. Cincinnati Christian football. Furness really kind of ran out of options down there as he connects. And there's a fumble. Cincinnati Christian has it. There was a fumble just a few moments ago. Union got it, could not get the score, but now Cincinnati Christian gets it back, and let's see what they'll do with an extra possession. That ball intended for, well, TJ passed, that is his name, could not hold on to it. When Cincinnati Christian, Young hit for very little gain, maybe a loss. It'll be second down. We're going to call it second down and 10. Ball at the 47-yard line. Cincinnati Christian with a gift. Story so far, it seems that neither team can catch passes. Taylor, the handoff to Young, straight ahead, met, and the rush was on. Getting in there in a hurry, DeMonte Bell, the redshirt junior from Bowling Green, Kentucky, got in there, hitting for a loss, and the second straight loss for CCU. Third down and 11. Ball right smack dab on the 48-yard line. Cincinnati Christian really would love to capitalize on this turnover, but right now, Union has ratcheted up their defense as well. Taylor up, calls the audible, gets back into position. Two receivers on each side. Ball at the 47-yard line, back to pass. Taylor, he's got time, he looks, coming up with it. Williams, they're going to say he was in. That was really, really a tough call to make. But first and 10 at the 31-yard line, and with it, the first completion of the game for Cincinnati Christian. Christian Williams, the man who hauled it in. That is his 23rd of the season. First and 10 at the 31. Handoff to Young again, and nobody was fooled. There's a breakdown of some sort where linemen and linebackers are able to get into the CCU backfield with very little trouble. In some places, they would call that a matador defense. Or maybe there's sieve defense where you can just kind of, holes are big enough that you can see through. Second down and 10, ball at the 31-yard line. Taylor looks to his receivers to the left side, comes set. Under center, fakes the handoff, flushed out of the pocket, just trying to get it away. You see some discussion coming from the Union coaching box near us, wanting to know why that wasn't grounding, because there was no receiver over there. There comes the flag. Little delayed, so that would be a loss of a down. Third down and 10, and they're going to lose 15.
Intentional grounding on CCU.
Again, Union has been in Cincinnati's backfield all afternoon. And that is even with a hold that they didn't call. Third down and 10, ball at now the Union 47. Clinton that is actually coming in motion. Little outlet pass to Young. Still on his feet and will be forced out of bounds. Mario Black, the man who actually put him out last, it's going to be fourth. And we're going to call it 15. Well, no, I'm sorry, 4th and 25. And my numbers may be off, but it's pretty close to 25. at this point, between friends, doesn't matter. Rockwell to kick it away. Dalton Edwards back at his own 10-yard line for the Bulldogs. Here comes the snap. Better snap. High and over and kick. Finally coming down. It'll go inside the 5 and roll in. Cincinnati Christian 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So each team has now had a fumble and 2 possessions, and we still are scoreless. After this game, Cincinnati Christian takes it on the road. Union, they will take on Point next week. Furness back to pass, batted away, and Cincinnati Christian had it for a moment. Could not bring it in. The long outstretched arm of Andrew Olkina could not get it in. If he was 6'2", he probably would have had it, but literally had him hit him in the mitt. Had it for a second. What kind of interception that would have been for the big lineman.
Thomas Burt with pressure in the backfield.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. Both these teams have had trouble moving the ball. That one complete on the outside to Rasheed Holloway. The sophomore, he gets hard over the middle, but he will pick up about 8 yards. Holloway has had some receptions this season, but certainly not in the top 5 of receivers for the Bulldogs. 3rd down and 2 at the 28-yard line. There's a lot of discussion about how this no huddle has just made football almost obscene, and I'm not sure I disagree. Straight up the gut, Furness. Cross to the 40-yard line. Montrell Johnson, excuse me. Good for the 1st down. No score here, Cincinnati Christian and Union, as we come to you from Taft High School in downtown Cincinnati. Willard Stargell Stadium. Up the gut, up, ended at the 50-yard line. Eccles head over heels for the first, well, just short of the 1st down.
Eccles carries for a gain of 10.
First and 10, Cincinnati Christian has had trouble getting 1st downs. Union has been a little more productive, but still kind of a sputtering offense for both of these squads. Minute 20 left to play, 1st quarter. Ball at the middle of the field for Union, excuse me. Let's not be confused. This is not Mount Union. Completely different in so many ways. 2nd down and 10. Nose of the football at the 49-yard line. Furness with the snap, the quick pass. That one is complete. Buchanan comes up with it. Still on his feet. Going to be about 4 yards short of the 1st down, but he does get to the 43 of CCU. After this one, Cincinnati Christian will have a bye week, and then they'll head to Reinhardt. Long road trip to Reinhardt in Georgia, then follow it up with a road trip to Bluefield, Virginia, finishing the regular season in a 1:30 kickoff on November 16th. And, of course, we will have that one for you right here on the CCU Football Network. 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So the injured, or at least the winded CCU player, Davon Mason from Akron, Ohio, who comes to the sideline. We're set to get back in action. 41 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Furnace and shotgun, 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. 3rd down and 4 at the 43-yard line. Furnace keeps it himself and is met by 3 defenders at the 45, and he will lose a yard. One of them there making the stop for CCU, Jaden Turner from Hendersonville, Tennessee, a freshman defensive lineman. Also in there, I'm telling you, it was a stuff by committee, and that will end the first quarter. No score, Cincinnati Christian 0, Union 0. We'll be back. Welcome back. Second quarter action, here at Stargell Stadium. Let's not be confused, not Willie Stargell, but Willard Stargell. An icon of Cincinnati Public Schools. Low snap. Furnace able to pick it up. The reception pushed out of bounds.
Emmanuel Dawsey on the reception.
Emmanuel Dawsey, the freshman red shirt.
By Tyler Shobe.
He has caught 10 passes this season for about 160 yards. Right into the gut, pushed off, and he will pick up a couple yards. Jalen Eccles, the redshirt freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia, Woodland High School, which incidentally, I went to Woodland High School, but not Woodland High School. Just thought I'd throw that bit of trivia in there for you. Completely different states, completely different parts of the universe, but straight ahead to the 30-yard line.
Gain of 3, Jordan Meekins and Tyler Shobe combining for the stop.
3rd down and about 5. 13:54 to play, second quarter. Again, that no huddle, which has drawn so much criticism from fans, but coaches love it because it just keeps the game off pace for the opponents, that is. So there'll be a break.
Union College calls timeout, their first of the half.
Cincinnati Christian 1-6 on the season, 0-2 in the Appalachian Division of the Mid-South Conference. playing a Union team that is 0-7, also looking for its first conference win. Some interesting notes for you about this coaching staff for Union. Their O-line coach, and I love this, John Luttrell, in his first year, he's a member of the Union Hall of Fame. That's not necessarily surprising. He spent 25 years in the infantry, including combat missions in Panama and twice in Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. So both missions separated by about a decade in Iraq. Third down and 6. Ball setting at the 31-yard line. Just over 13 and a half minutes left to play in the second quarter, and it has really been a case of sputtering offenses. Straight up, Furness gets it to the 25-yard line. That will be good for the first down.
Furness carries for a gain of 4. Jordan Meekins with the tackle.
The redshirt junior, Jordan Meekins, with the tackle. Stands in at 6'1", 260 pounds.
Fourth down and 1.
I'll tell you what, that was a tough tackle. Got him around the high waist and threw him down like a rodeo. Looking to the sideline again. 3 receivers to the far side. One on the near side, that's Holloway. I have a gut feeling it's going to come to Holloway. We'll see what happens. Nope. The handoff right into the middle. Quintavious Hayes, a freshman. Oh, he did not get the first down, I'm sorry, but he got it with that one. So 4th and 1 before that one. It is now 1st and 10.
Quintavious Hayes, the ball carrier. Sufficient for a first down.
12:31 to play, second quarter. A game that's going by very quickly. We played about 37 minutes. Cut to the outside, turning the corner, Dawsey. Dawsey again, one of those receivers that sometimes carries. It'll be a pickup of about 6 yards. Second down and 4, 12 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Complete to Buchanan. He's met for a loss back at the 29. Again, a great job of Cincinnati Christian finding those receivers.
Derek McNeil on the stop for CCU.
Don't have official stats yet, but it'll be interesting to see the tackles for loss early in this contest. 3rd down and 6. Ball short of the 21-yard line. Backfield of Furness and flushed out of the pocket, being chased. That one complete. Bledsoe gets it ahead to the 10. And I tell you what, great hustle by Furness trying to get out of harm's way because he had all kinds of defensive pressure coming on him, and most notably coming at him in the form of Cincinnati Christians. Straight ahead. As I was saying, had all kinds of pressure in the form of 6'4", 290-pound defensive lineman Valentine. Low snap, Furness forced out of the pocket, breaking free of a would-be shirt tail tackle, in for the score. The 10-yard run, and it's now 6-0, flags nowhere. And really, There was no way that Furnace should have been able to make that happen. At the very least, should have been slowed down by the tackle, by the shirt tail grab, enough for reinforcements to surround him, but that was not the case. Point after on the way. Burke is 10 of 11 on the season. That is up and that is blocked. And nobody covered the ball. Everybody except for a lineman on that special teams thought it was dead. Cincinnati Christian was merely content to go about their business, so the point after apparently is good after the block. The line judge singled, successful try. It looks like it's going to be Chris Carter, they say, who actually picked it up.
The point after is no good.
Okay, so no good. It was actually dead.
Union 6.
So miscommunication
0.
between the line judge and the rest of the crew. So that is good news if there is any after that one. Cincinnati Christian trailing 6-0. And a touchdown that shouldn't happen, but was a 10-yard score. And now the Bulldogs up 6-0. We'll watch it again. He was met in the backfield, slowed down, nobody anywhere within 5 to 10 yards, and he was simply able to amble in for the score. It was kind of an excuse me run. Let's watch it again. Walked away or rushed off one guy, worked his way from a tackle, busted away from the shirt tail grab. It's now 6-0, 10-18 to play. Second quarter. Certainly Cincinnati Christian would love that one back just because it was such an unusual play. Flag on the play will be fielded at about the 10. Cutting to the outside. And we'll go down at the 25. McNeil, the junior return man, gets it out to the 35, and there was a flag back at the 41. Keep hearing it was offsides.
Offsides on Union College.
So Union offsides. It'll be a re-kick. It's an interesting angle that we have here at Willard Stargell Stadium. Game got started at 1:30, and while the sun does not shine in here directly, we were getting quite a bit of glare coming in here, so it was a little difficult to see things, but now that has kind of eased off. 6-0 the score, Union College over Cincinnati Christian, coming to you from Willard Stargell Stadium, just north of downtown Cincinnati. Later on, our crew will actually give you a look at that skyline, which is just absolutely immaculate. Another flag will be fielded inside the 15. This return man is brought back. Rakito Leonard brought it back, and we'll see what they say about the flag.
But there is another penalty marker down.
Last week, more than 15 penalties for more than 175 yards. Officials earned their keep last week, to say the least. Again, procedure against
Union College will kick off again.
Now they'll be kicking back from the 25. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Apparently, that is the motto for Union. 10:05 to play in the first half. And you hear somebody shout from the crowd, offsides again. But that time, nary a flag. Spinning around. Leonard still on his feet across the 45, will be dragging the defender ahead into Union territory. And it looked like we had to restrain a CCU player from something on the sideline. There were teammates that were pushing him back from the action after the play was over. We'll see if we can see it there in the angle. Great second effort, maybe even third effort, as Leonard pushes it 2 yards deep into Union territory. Got 9:55 to play, second quarter. Coming in motion, Taylor instead over the middle, incomplete. And I'm telling you, if I have seen one pass this season for the Eagles, I have seen that happen at least 20 times. Just a little bit off. Passes that should be caught are not hauled in. And really inexplicable. Clinton, the intended receiver there, and it's now second down and 10. Now, I'm not a football coach, but it seems to me that was reasonably catchable. Taylor hands off, and that one will advance to the 43. Peppers, again, so much of the running game is done by committee for Cincinnati Christian. Peppers got cut off at one side, shifted direction the opposite way, and he'll pick up about 5 yards. It's third down and 5. Actually, we'll call that, we'll call it 5 yards. 2 receivers on each side. Taylor comes up, calls the audible. We'll backpedal again. 9:10 to play, second quarter. Cincinnati Christian with the urgency of trying to get back on the scoreboard. Swatted away. I'm telling you, folks, this is the story of a team that is finding ways not to catch a football. It's unprecedented, the ways that this team has had passes that they cannot come up with. Isaac Hawkins, that one from Princeton High School here in Cincinnati. Haven't called his name much this season. And literally had it in his grasp. Fourth and 5. Ball at the 43. Man in motion to the far side, comes back this direction. Taylor looking, he's got time, incomplete. Hit him in the hands. No flag anywhere. Again, a broken record, a pass that was reasonably catchable. Cincinnati Christian can't come up with it. Fans, I'm just calling them the way I see them. First and 10, ball at the 43. It is unbelievable. And I am not trying to draw attention to this fact, but it is unbelievable the ways that passes have just fallen awry. Eccles cuts to the outside, ahead to the 49-yard line of CCU. Going to say a pickup of 8 yards on that carry for Eccles. As I've mentioned previously, he is the leading rusher on this team, but has yet to hit pay dirt in this 2019 campaign. Furness, pump fakes, steps up, throws down the sideline, open man, fingertip catch. TJ pass has it on the sideline, and that is good for the first down.
TJ pass with the reception.
That is good for a pickup of about 35 yards. If there's a guy that was ever intended to be a receiver, TJ Pass might be that guy. It's in his name. $7:50 to play, first half. Second quarter action coming to you from Willard Stargell Stadium. Some type of discussion there between the coaching staff and the line judge. .748. First and 10, ball setting at the 15-yard line after a 34-yard reception from Furness to TJ Pass. Bobbles the snap. He'll simply step up, dive ahead, will be short of the 10. But that'll be a pickup of at least 5 yards, so we'll call it second down and 5. As Union has just been just a little bit better in moving the football. And I would not say that they have been exemplary, but they have moved the football just enough.
Drew Carson on the carry.
Drew Carson, the redshirt senior from Madisonville, Tennessee, bumps ahead. Very little gain.
Andrew Alekna with the tackle.
.6:43 to play. Second quarter. Eccles back in the backfield. Next to Furness. Bad snap, and he will be wrapped up. He wasn't down before. Coming in there like a missile to knock him down. Jordan Meekins, all 6'1", 260 pounds of him, finishes the deal. They give credit to the sack to Shobe, product of Lima Senior High School, a senior. Fourth down and 12. The Bulldogs going to go for it. Furness dumps it off, incomplete. Intended for Emmanuel Dawsey. And Cincinnati Christian takes over.
CCU takes over on downs.
.543 to play, second quarter. Dean Jackson along with you as we come to you on the CCU Football Network. Thanks for you joining us, for the folks watching us on Cincinnati Bell and Spectrum Cable online. Tip of the hat to the good folks at Waycross Media for putting these games on. First and 10, ball at the 17. Taylor, the handoff straight up ahead to the 25, and there was a flag on the play. Ball carrier was Jared Perdue from Streetsboro, Ohio, Streetsboro High School as well. Originally was a 5-yard game, and we'll check. Personal foul, face mask going against
Personal foul, face mask against
Union
College.
And we have a downed Eagle player. Cameron Pearson from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. They will tend to the player. 5:41 to play, second quarter. Good look at Union Terminal, Museum Center. One of my favorite things about that facade is if you were a fan of the Super Friends, of course, that is the model for the Hall of Justice. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. My favorite character, by the way, was Aquaman. First and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. Cincinnati trying to jumpstart something before halftime. The initial hit back at the 38 gets it ahead to the 40 for about a 1-yard gain. Purdue, the ball carrier. Just over 5:15 to play in the second quarter. Second and 9. 1-yard pickup for Purdue. Angles ahead to the 45. Purdue again carrying it. As I've said, if you get it once, you're probably going to carry it for the next 2 or 3 times at least for this CCU offense, and they do it by committee. Nice pickup. It'll be at least a 4-yard pickup, and that's exactly what they put it. So third down and 5 at the 44-yard line. 3 receivers flooded to the near side, 1 to the far side. Taylor steps up. Going in motion to the far side, that's Wills. Nice pass, complete at the 50-yard line.
Christian Williams with the reception.
Williams picks it up, good for the first down. 4:07 to play. They stop the clock momentarily. Nope, it's going to be first and 10 at the CCU 49. I apologize. Under 4 minutes to play now, second quarter. Straight ahead, gets it across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Purdue, the ball carrier again. Second down and 8. 3:20 to play in the second quarter. Cincinnati Christian trying to muster a counter to a 10-yard score a couple plays ago. Under 3 minutes now. Shirley taking as much time as they can. Quick outlet pass, knocked away. And that was just a big-time play for Union to knock it away. It was intended for Maceo Clinton, not his fault. Really not much you can do there. Big-time stop, a little bit of a wobbly pass. And third down and 8. Taylor back to pass. 3-step drop complete to Christian Williams to the 35-yard line. And the chains continue to move. Williams with a pair of big catches here in the second quarter. 2:41, first and 10 at the 35. Taylor again. That one complete to Clinton. Persistent, if anything. Cincinnati Christian is now finally finding the handle for these passes inside the 30-yard line. Second down at about 4. Taylor back to pass, and there's a flag.
false start, CCU.
Cincinnati Christian certainly was in a hurry to get that one off and too fast. So false start. And I wonder if that's going to disrupt the momentum of this team that had been finally able to get some success going here late in the second quarter. 2 minutes, 7 seconds. Young steps forward now to flank Taylor. He'll get the handoff. Follows his blocks, but has a big hole ahead to the 25 and will get to about the 23-yard line before he's finally stopped by Union. Clock stops at 1:52 with a timeout. They move the chains, and we'll go 1st and 10 at the 23. First and 10 at the 23-yard line. Young gets it to the 25, and that'll be a pickup of about 3 yards. A minute 22 left in the first half. I find it interesting that on the Union sideline, just past the goal line at about the 2 or 3 yard line, they've got a pair of big tractor tires. Now, that's legendary for training football players, but I can't imagine they actually packed that with them for the road trip. But they did. The pass complete, nicely done to about the 10, holding on to it, still holding his ground, diving ahead to about the 8 yard line. Leonard gets into the pass attack now. About as big of a play as you can get from both sides. And Leonard, with all kinds of courage, needing a pair of guys to bring him down, if not a third. And there'll be a break. But I just want to know, with those tractor tires, whose job is it to make sure that they get on the bus? Who makes sure that they don't get damaged? I'm sure you don't have a problem with forgetting them. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot the tires. Well, no, you could have seen them. It's just, I just have never seen that, a team bring tires, or at least have them out in the open where they've used them. I guess they are serious about the training that's required. You know, sometimes you might see them with a log that they're trying to tip over, but tires are just legendary for getting players in condition. So big and bulky that you can't move them. And a great look at downtown Cincinnati, Carew Tower. Now, Tony, at some point, who is our producer for this game, I want to have him get a stock shot of somebody on the Cincinnati riverfront on a boat on the Ohio River. That would perfectly capture what this is all about here in downtown Cincinnati on this Saturday. First and goal to go from the 9, 49 seconds to work with, and Cincinnati Christian, the way they've come up firing, could make it happen. Taylor, quick drop, complete inside the 5 to Clinton. Maceo Clinton. He's one of this big trio of receivers that have come up big. Christian Williams, Maceo Clinton, Raquito Leonard, which could have had the catch of the drive. And it'll be second down and goal to go from about the 4 with 29 seconds to work with. You would think that CCU would get at least 2 plays here. I believe that was a Union timeout. And they want some more time put back up on the clock, 32 seconds. So that timeout was CCU's, so they are out. And you hear a shout in the background, field goal team to be ready. That's not a real surprise. coming prepared. Okay, 32 seconds is what they said to put on the clock. Or did they put it back up now to? There we go. There we go. Now this is an interesting formation, a full house backfield, including, I mean, we're talking about as full house of a backfield as you can get, behind Taylor, flanked at the front by Dominic Valentino, and all 290 pounds of him. You want to bet he gets the football? I'm just going to guess. Nope, he's just going to haul, he's going to clear the way. Touchdown! Young from 4 yards out. It is a tie game. Valentino comes in, the defensive end, essentially to snowplow his way and isn't needed. Maybe more of a threat than anything else, like having a tank up front. The point after. Rockwood to try the point after, a chance to give CCU the lead. And a first half that neither team has necessarily been stunning. Cincinnati Christian has taken the momentum and now has taken the lead. 7-6 with 28 seconds left here in the first half. And they did it doing what they couldn't do for much of the first half, completed passes. Big pass plays, keeping the possessions going. That drive, a 13-play, 5-minute, 41-second effort, amassing 83 yards. First touchdown of the game, a 10-yard scamper, and kind of an excuse me run where the Union quarterback was really wrapped up and even had been corralled by a shirt-tail tackle, but somehow works free and nobody there, and he just waltzes into the end zone, the point after, no good. And now a big drive, 83 yards, punctuated by big receptions, and Taylor had all the confidence in the world to make the plays, and his receivers had all the confidence in the world to grab him. Rockwood slips as he kicks it, but nonetheless gets it to the 22-yard line. Picked up, returned by Wells down the sideline, and still on his feet, will be into Cincinnati Christian territory at about the 49. 18 seconds to work with. I would not imagine the Bulldogs come out gambling. And there is a flag back at the 34-yard line. So that would have to be some type of a block. There was a hand on the back just before he went out of bounds, pushing the CCU defender out. But apparently that's going to go against CCU. Or actually it's going to just be declined. Okay, we got to get the football in the right position here. I mean, we forget the hash marks. Haven't seen that very often, I'll just say that. Furness dumps off the pass to Wells. He is wrapped up immediately for a short gain of 2 yards. 12 seconds left to play in the first half.
Wells with the reception. Gain of 3.
Timeout. Can we get a replay of that official placement of the football again? Just because that was so precise. I'm kidding. I'm kidding to the guys in the truck. He must be an accountant in another life. That just makes me laugh. I'm sorry, folks. Can we get that in the highlight reel? Second down and 8, ball at the 42, final 12 seconds of the first half. CCU on top, 7-6 in a big drive. 5 minutes, 12 seconds. I'm sorry, 5 minutes, 41 seconds, over 83 yards on a 13-play drive. Pass complete, knocked out of bounds, short of the first down, and clock's not stopped. It looks like he got pushed out of bounds, but he was out of bounds. But again, they're saying it was never at any point. And 5 seconds is probably a little generous. I would say 4, but they say it, not me. So incomplete as well. So that would stop. 5 seconds left to play. Certainly, you would think, would be the last play of the first half. New quarterback in right now. Rushes free to the 40-yard line. And that will end the first half. Cincinnati Christian rocking and rolling with a 1-point lead as Connor Marchando, the quarterback, just for a 1-yard gain. That'll do it for the first half. CCU 7, Union College, the Bulldogs 6 on Waycross Media.
If I play sports for my school, I'll learn how to be part of a team.
I will have more friends. I will be active now and when I'm a grown-up. I will learn how to work hard.
I'll have better attendance.
I'll learn how to overcome adversity. I'll be more likely to go to college. I will learn how to get along with others. If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school. If I play sports for my school.
I must learn to be a good student during school if I want to put on my uniform after school.
We welcome you to the second half. Cincinnati Christian on top, 7-6 in a big-time drive that ended the first half for Cincinnati Christian. As we've mentioned before, 13 plays, 5 minutes, 41 seconds, over 83 yards, and the extra point gave Cincinnati Christian the lead. Total plays in this game, 29 for 115 yards for CCU, 41 for 175 for Union, not Mount Union, Union College in Barbersville, Kentucky. Jalen Eccles is leading all rushers, 10 carries, 42 yards. Jared Purdue has had 7 carries for 31 yards to lead CCU. Derek Taylor, 7 of 14 for 59 yards. Kendrick Furness, 11 of 16. Fielded at the 45-yard line. CCU ready to take over with some short yardage or a shorter field. Tackles for loss, one player in this game, Tyler Schub, has 3.5. He has already, in the first half alone, the senior from Lima has been a part of 11 tackles, including 8 unassisted.
First down, CCU at midfield.
CCU has the football, 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line. Union, 11 first downs, 7 for CCU. Taylor, the handoff, streaking through the hole near the first down, about a yard short. Jared Purdue, that's his 8th carry of the game. He's now close to 40 yards. 2nd down and a yard. 4:35 to play, 3rd quarter. Again, Purdue, misdirection. Open field and lots of yards to work with. Down the sideline, pushed out of bounds near the 10. A pickup of 31 yards for Jared Purdue.
On the run down to the 10-yard line.
Now well over 60 yards rushing on 9 carries. The Eagles are soaring at the 10-yard line. And it is actually just past the 11-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11. 2 receivers to the near side. Young in the ball game, up the middle, churns ahead near the 5. A nice pickup for Young. He's now got 20 yards on 7 carries. Nice job of finding the hole. Checking into the game for CCU, junior tight end Hayden Votal from Louisville. He will line up in the slot on the left side. 2nd down and 6. 13:22 to play, 3rd quarter. Young in the backfield. Taylor under center. Williams in motion, and the give slips at the line of scrimmage. No gain, or very little. Nope, they're going to say about a yard gain. Young gets forward progress. And we've got a Union player that was so fast he ran right out of his shoes. On the far side. Third down and 5. Under 12:40 to play, 3rd quarter. Taylor under center. He slips in the backfield, but not before he gets it off, and a fumble. End zone. CCU, they have it. Whatever it takes to get it done, a touchdown. And a play that was almost doomed from the start. Taylor slips in the backfield. Young loses it after he gets to the goal line, and then a recovery for the touchdown. And let's see who actually got it. I believe it was Votal, but maybe it was Young that got it back. Either way, CCU with all the luck in the world. So it was Young that got it back. 13-6, the point after on the way from Rockwood. Movement on the line. And you know what this could do, CCU may say, let's go for 2, half the distance. So false start against CCU, so they will kick. If it was against Union, they may have considered going for 2. Nonetheless, 13-6, just a tick under 12.5 minutes here to play in the 3rd quarter. And this is a team that suddenly is playing very inspired. Big gains on the run in this half. Into the first half with big catches, and the kick is up, and it is good. With that, 14-6, CCU has scored 14 unanswered points. Tell you what, we'll watch that replay again. Taylor slips, but not before he was able to give it off to Young. And then the fumble. That drive, 5 plays, 55 yards, totaling 2 minutes, 31 seconds. And this is a CCU team that's got all the confidence in the world right now. This is a team that has had flashes of very good play this season, but has not been able to put together a complete game. Even in the win over Warner in the season opener, this is a team that's had, let's just say, distractions. Wells will watch it bounce into the end zone. And we have a whistle. All right, so the defense huddled around Coach Z at the 30-yard line. And we'll see how inspired this defense is, because it has been very good at times this season. Again, it is about playing an entire game, but we have seen good things happen from the CCU defense. In fact, CCU defense may be ahead of the offense. First and 10 at the 25 for Union. Furness back in at quarterback. He was replaced for the last play of the first half. Dodges one defender and into the arms of the other. And that was not the arms of a hug. Jordan Meekins, who has been a monster today, picks up another tackle. He's had a part in 7 stops today, including a half on a tackle for a stop. A correction, that stop was actually on Billy Smith. Meekins has played a great game too, though. Just saying. Second down and 15, ball at the 20. Billy Smith, a middle linebacker from Lodi, Ohio, went to Northwestern High School. The handoff going nowhere in the backfield. Emmanuel Dawsey gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. It remains third down and 15. 11:32 and ticking down in the third quarter. CCU 1-7 on the season. I'm sorry, 1-6 on this season. Union 0-7 on the year. A losing streak that dates back to last season. Just a few ticks over, 11 minutes left. Furness out of the pocket. That is complete to Eccles and did not go anywhere with that. All kinds of effort, all kinds of work, and he still lost yards on the reception. 4th and long. 4th and at least 17. Football placed at the 18-yard line. Burke will kick it away. Had one punt in the first half for 34 yards. Correction, for 30 yards. Averages 32.8 on his 17 punts this season. The snap. The kick has trouble with it and barely gets it away. And a short kick and a big return. CCU on top now, 20-6. Fielded on the fly. Leonard marches into the end zone untouched. Davon Mason scrambles about 25 yards. I didn't see the exact placement, and all of a sudden he comes up with it, and he sees nothing but daylight. A chance to make it 21-6. So correction, it would be actually be the kick is good. Credit the punt return to DeHavier Allen, the sophomore from Saginaw, Michigan, and Carrollton High School, and CCU enjoying a 14-point lead. And I don't have this in front of me, but the last time that CCU was up by 2 touchdowns was in the season opener in the win over Warner. Warner mounted a comeback but couldn't come back from that 14-point deficit. And the discussion up here is, should Cincinnati Christian's numbers be a little more readable? Should there be, and they can be difficult. Gray on purple isn't necessarily the most prominent. A line drive fielded at the 15 on the run. Cutting to the outside, Wells. He'll get to the 35. Still on his feet, ambles his way across. And I believe Rockwood in there to slow him down, and it was. 5'8", 170-pound Kevin Rockwood from St. Xavier High School. Rockwood just throws his body in front of him to slow him down and somehow makes the stop. First and 10 at the 49-yard line. Union. I keep saying Mount Union. I apologize. Union, a very different team. Not in Division III of NCAA. Not a national power yet. Straight up the gut, still carrying the mail. Bounces off of defenders inside the 25, and then the scrum finally brings him down. Pickup of about 31 yards unofficially. So Eccles will come out for a moment. I believe he lost his helmet. Maybe get a replacement, but they're going to definitely look at it.
Personal foul, face mask against CCU.
So there is the big gain. If that wasn't enough, the penalty on the stop. It would have been put at the 20-yard line, and it will now go to the 10.
The penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Ball will be placed at the 11.
See how CCU's defense responds. A team that has had its share of penalties this season for sure. Will have to buckle down, get some concentration going. Furness keeps it himself right up the gut. No gain. It looked like he might have picked up a yard.
Furness keeps the ball.
But
no gain on the play.
Union has not really been very successful running those up the middle. At least 3 defenders in there. One of them, Billy Smith. 21-6. CCU on top. Union knocking on the door. Second down and 10 at the 10. Furness back to pass, lost it into the corner. Overthrows his intended receiver. Incomplete. It was intended.
Dawsey, the intended receiver.
For Emmanuel Dawsey, the redshirt freshman wide receiver. Dawsey today has caught 2 passes for 24 yards. He certainly has had a couple more his way. Brings up third down and 10. See what Point does with its playbook now. I would not imagine a run, or at least not a traditional run. Third down and 10. 8:34 to play third quarter. A 14-point advantage for CCU. Mount Union threatening to get in the pocket and wrapped up immediately. A gain of about a yard or
With the
two.
keeper.
But that does not get the job done. They're going to say a very negligible gain. We'll just call it 4th down and 10 still. Inside the 11. This one sets up to be about
Seth Burke on to attempt a 28-yard
about a 28-yarder. Burke is 1 for 3 on the season. That one is good.
Kick is good.
It is now 21-9. CCU breathing a little sigh of relief.
Union College 9.
All things considered after that big gain, and then the penalty could have been much worse. They'll get the football back, and again, this is an offense that has performed very well over the last 2 possessions. That drive for Union, 5 plays, 41 yards, 2 minutes, 12 seconds, set up by a 30-yard run after the kick return. Leonard going back to receive the kick, as well as Craig Wills. Wills was involved in a lot of pass plays last week, kind of trying to get that offense started as 3 quarterbacks had to play in the game, trying to find the right connection, and none of them really seemed to move. Andrew Nixon ended up being the guy that finished the game. Wills across the 30-yard line on his feet, down to the 40, pushed out of bounds, short of the 45.
Craig Wills returns the kickoff out to the 44-yard line.
1st and 10, CCU. Another short field for the Eagles. The give to Purdue around the outside to the 50-yard line. He will get to the 49.
Purdue, a gain of 5.
A pickup of 6 yards. We'll call it a pickup of 6. So 2nd down and 4. They didn't give him the 49. It's going to be right in the middle of the field. 2nd down and 4 at the 50-yard line. Has to get to the 46 for the 1st down. Purdue comes in motion to the right side. The pass complete. And we'll be short of the 1st down. Zach Pickett from Munster, Indiana. Spent some time at Indiana State, Division I FCS program in Terre Haute. 3rd down and 2, flags everywhere. Well, at least from the sideline, from the line judge.
False start, CCU.
CCU, false start. That's happened a couple times today at least. And that will make it 3rd down and likely 8. That's exactly what it's going to be. They'll push it back to the CCU 47. .654 counting down. Taylor audibling. Purdue comes forward, flanks him on the right side. Back to pass. Almost broken up. Intended for Clinton, and we got a flag. Is it interference? To ask Jay Brown, he's like, what are you talking about? That was clean. smacking his hips, stretching his arms to the side. And the discussion continues. Interference is the call.
Interference on Union.
Be good for the first down.
TCU.
First and 10 from the 43-yard line of Union. Pair of receivers on each side. Young comes forward. Taylor drops back, looks to the far sideline, a scramble, a tangled mess at about the 22, and there is no way in the world that's not going to get called.
Pass intended for Christian Williams. Penalty marker.
Mario Black getting tangled up. So, folks, just so we're clear, it's a case of Brown and Black committing the last two interferences. Now, if there's anybody else that has a color in the roster, they may be called for interference next. But for those who say that, we wait for calls like that, the only thing that would trump that is if a player named Brown would hit another Brown, and then you could call it Brown on Brown violence. Three receivers to the near side. Two. Purdue busts it open inside the 20, still in the open field to the 15, pushed down at the 15.
To the 15-yard line, first down Eagles.
CCU working it quick. Taylor looking to the left side. Incomplete. Intended for Pickett. Close enough that it made it interesting, but no flag. And I thought that he was going to come up with it. Pair of receivers on the near side, Clinton and Pickett. Pickett goes in motion, comes back this direction. The give to Purdue. He has earned the snaps lately, short of the 10-yard line at about the 11. A 4-yard pickup. That'll bring third down and 6. Watching the sideline to see if they bring in an extra receiver, but they don't. So it'll be Williams on the far side. Wide out to the left side is Clinton. In the slot is Pickett. And the wide receiver in the slot next to Williams, Hayden Votaw, junior from Louisville, Kentucky. Taylor back to pass, flushed out of the pocket into the harm's way, and he will go down back at the 17. Field goal team comes in. This one would be about a 35-yarder. Unofficially, this would be the longest of Rockwood's career. He had a 29-yarder last week, if my memory serves me correct. I just want to make sure. Actually, a 34-yarder. It's long enough, and it is good for his 4th field goal of the season. CCU answers a field goal with another field goal. It's now 24-19. 4:31 to play in the third quarter. 7 plays, 38 yards, 3 minutes, 18 seconds. And we're seeing a CCU team, as I've mentioned before, that has 2 things that they have lacked for much of the season and certainly lacked in great degree: momentum and confidence. And when you get momentum and confidence, usually it results in execution. Yeah, that one was a 34-yarder officially, as the discussion continues here in the press box over how long it was. But it is the longest of his career as a freshman. Fielded at the 8. Across to the 20-yard line. Into the open field, stopped at the 40-yard line. And this is always, or it's seemingly, a flag on the play has been a real concern for CCU, the special team play. They've allowed big returns on kickoffs, and they seem to get an awful lot of penalties on kickoffs. Unsportsmanlike conduct will go against CCU, and that will push it well ahead to CCU territory at the 46. Last big penalty put the ball at the 10-yard line, which CCU's defense did a nice job, but you can only do so much. And Union connects on the field goal. 24-19, Furness, the quarterback, rolling out, incomplete, in there to mess things up, mucking it up, Jordan Meekins. Shobe also in there to get the ball out in the hurry up. 4 minutes, 19 seconds to play, third quarter. 2nd down and 9, ball marked at the 46. And there seems to be some type of discussion between Earl Wells, the receiver, and the referee. And I'm not sure why players do that. It happens everywhere. But it's not like a referee's going to stop and go, well, you know what, you're right. Working it out to the 42-yard line, and some type of issue back at the original line of scrimmage, but no flag tossed. So Eccles with another pickup. In the first half, he was close to 50 yards. I would say he's probably close to 75 or 80. So some type of altercation at the line of scrimmage. We're going to have a CCU player move to the sideline for the moment. Three minutes, 43 seconds to play in the third quarter. CCU on top. Last 3 drives, including one before halftime, have resulted in scores. Furness out of the pocket, gets it ahead to the 50-yard line, loses it, not before he hit the ground. Pickup of 2 yards. So that will be 4th and about 3. Well, we'll just call it 4. Just short of the 40-yard line. He's got to get halfway between the 37 and the 36 of CCU. 4th down and 4. Looks to the sideline. And I don't believe that Union has converted on any 4th downs this game. I don't think they've tried any until now. No, they did try one. Incomplete, intended for Wells. Union coaching staff absolutely incensed, throwing their fists. Why was that not interference? Because Wells was wrapped up. So the fourth down conversion incomplete. CCU's defense standing strong. 1st and 10 ball at the 40-yard line. 2:37 to play, third quarter. Young gets it to midfield to the 49-yard line. He will stay in the game. Young gets it again. Now comes to the left side between the guard and the tackle.
Chris Young, gain of 7.
Pushes it ahead to the 43. CCU has something that happened late in the second quarter, and now, for all intents and purposes, they are unstoppable. Young still on his feet, short of the first down at the 40, and it brings up 3rd down and a yard.
Chris Young for a short gain, 3rd down and 2.
And you hear in the coaching box next to us from Union, they keep saying it's the exact same player, the exact same play. Young ahead for the first down, diving to the 34. Minute 39. Trayvon Peppers comes into the game. Wells back into the game. First and 10, ball at the 34. A minute 3 left in the third quarter. Williams comes up with it into double coverage, and that's a play that early on in the game would have caused problems, and he just stepped in front of Mario Black to get it. All kinds of confidence. Young not afraid to try anything at this point. I'm sorry, Taylor not afraid to try anything at quarterback. Peppers in it, running back now. Rolling out to the right side, throws on the run, just missed. And you know, the way that this offense has been moving, it almost made you think he was going to get it. Votal just short, 6'3". Checking back into the game is Purdue. Purdue near 65 yards rushing in an attack that's been done largely by committee, and today it's been very effective. 3rd down and 3. Right behind Taylor is Purdue. Back to pass. Incomplete.
Taylor's pass intended for Jared Purdue. Brings up 4th down.
John Sherman, the freshman tight end from Cincinnati, went to Miami Valley Christian in the game. Fourth and 3 at the 27. And why not? They've been making plays. Wills comes up with it. And it looks like he's short. They need to measure it for sure. So they're going to say incomplete. Well, they're not going to say incomplete, but it's going to be short. A little slow moving the down marker. So 1st and 10 at the 25. Two seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. CCU has certainly not played a perfect game today, but they have played pretty decent, especially since late in the second quarter. Fumble, and CCU has it. CCU dancing in the aisles. Coming up with it for CCU. Trayvon, it looked like it was actually who did they? So they're still waiting to see who the official. Okay, so Tyler Schober comes up with it just as the clock expires, and CCU about ready to deliver a very powerful blow. Just outside the red zone, it's going to be at the 27-yard line. CCU, since that opening touchdown, has outscored the Bulldogs 24-3. It's like someone had just flipped the switch. Three receivers on the near side. Taylor with plenty of weapons. 1st and 10 at the 27, a fresh clock. 15 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Wills comes in motion to the left side, will come back to the right side. Quick drop, over the middle, interception. Coming up with it, Christian Glover, and he will be wrapped up, brought down at the 25. And for anything, that was just a little sigh of relief for Union. Just simply stepped in front of that pass, and about as fast as Superman doing it, and that was telegraphed from the start, at least in the eyes of Glover, the freshman. Eccles straight ahead to the 30. It'll be a pickup of 4 yards, 2nd down and 6. Coming to you from just north of downtown Cincinnati, and CCU on top 24-9. Furness looking long, Wells snags it at about the 47, about the 43, and then gets it to the 41. Beautiful pass, beautiful reception.
Wells with the reception. Penalty is declined. 1st down, Union.
Big 1st down. That one a 30-yard reception unofficially as Furness completes to Wells. Eccles straight ahead. Picks up a yard, and they were not fooled. And that's something that I've been saying all game, that those plays up the gut have not been exactly deceptive against CCU. 13:55 to play, fourth quarter. Second down and 9. Screen pass in the backfield. Upended. Eccles has nowhere to go after he gets his legs cut out from underneath him.
Tackle for loss.
A possession play, an outlet, if you will, a last option, and did not go. In fact, it made him in worse position. Third and 13 is what we will call it, pushed back to the 44-yard line. CCU has delivered some big hits today. Bad snap, and Furness finally comes up with it, gets it away. We're seeing no flags, but it was clear that he was lucky just to get it away. Fourth and 13. And guess what? 4-down territory, they say, what do we got to lose? 24-14, fourth and 13 at the 44. Furness back to pass on the sideline, short of the first down initially, angles around, and he will get the first down. So Union rolls the dice, comes up with a big reception, and the drive continues. They're hearing flag, but I don't see one yet. There is a discussion. There is a flag back at the unsportsmanlike against CCU.
Offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
Union also gets hit with the unsportsmanlike, so it'll be just a gain, a big one nonetheless. CCU has had a tendency this season, and I say that politely, to come up with penalties at the worst possible time. 12-18 to play, fourth quarter. Eccles to the outside again, slowed down by a jersey snag, but he breaks free of it and gets to the 24. Looked like the stop in there was made by Billy Smith. He certainly was one of them. He'll get credit for most of it. Second down and 5. Union football at the CCU 24. CCU is on top 24-19. Since the first quarter, the only points that Union has been able to put up a field goal. Another crazy snap, that one low, just enough to allow the defense in there to corral Furness. He gets to the 25. And no gain, a loss of about a half yard. Third down and 6. Third down and 6, ball at the 25. Moving to the 10-50 mark. Furness lost one into the corner. No one even close. The closest guy in there was Darryl McNeil, the cornerback for CCU. And it's now fourth down and 6. So again, Union will most likely go for it. 4th and 6. 3 receivers on the right side. Pass on the near side. Over the middle, complete, and somehow he comes up with it. Buchanan, the junior receiver, over the middle in harm's way, holds on to it, a first down. Union battling just for the sheer will to stay in this contest. 1st and 10. Inside the 20 at the 18. Eccles will come in. Checking out is Dawsey. Eccles to the outside. Slowed down, not stopped until the 9-yard line, though. Second down and a yard. Ball at the 9-yard line. Eccles has an opening, and he will go in for the score. A 9-yard run, and with that, the first score of the season for Jalen Eccles. It makes it 24-15. Burke has missed a field goal and an extra point. That one is good. It is an 8-point game. CCU 24, Union 16. You're watching CCU football on Waycross Media. That scoring drive. 4 minutes, 56 seconds, 12 plays, 75 yards. And in theory, this is a one-score game. Union will kick it away. Leonard back there, also Wills. Both at the 10-yard line. A short kick, the onside style. And the purple jerseys have it. And at the very least, words were exchanged in that huddle, in that pile. (24-16), final 9:33 of regulation. Union trying to stay in this one. And that touchdown, the 9-yard run from Jalen Eccles, gives them a big boost in the arm. But this is a Union team, or this is a CCU team that has found its groove. 1st and 10, ball at the 46. Taylor dancing in the backfield. The give will advance it to about the 48. That's Trayvon Peppers from Columbus, Ohio, product of Pickerington North. 2nd down and 6. Taylor back to pass, fakes, goes deep over the middle, looking for Clinton, bobbled, incomplete, no flag. But it was certainly interesting down there as Brown and Clinton are going stride for stride down the right sideline. Third down and 7. .8:44 to play, third quarter, third down and 7. Taylor comes forward. 3 receivers on the near side. Pickett goes in motion to the far side, overshoots Pickett, incomplete. And it's now 4th and 7. Rockwood to punt it away. Nice pickup to save the day. You had Jontrell Wells coming in like a freight train into the backfield, picked up the block. Dalton Edwards back to receive. Toe at the front of the 15-yard line. Rockwood with the snap. Quickly gets it away. Evans has to backpedal to catch it on the run. Gets to the outside, wrapped up by Leonard, thrown down at the 6. And for the first time today, I believe, or certainly the first time this half, the first time that Union hasn't had a significant return. There was at least one in the first half that hit the end zone.
First down Union at their own 9-yard
at least on
line.
the kickoff. 8:27 to play. Fourth quarter, CCU's defense needs to ratchet it up. First and 10. They're going to stay at the 9. Pick up of 4 yards. Second down and 6.
Eccles, ball carrier, gain of 4.
Ball placed at the 13-yard line. 8 minutes to work with, so Union doesn't really need to get super fast, but they need to be smart. Furness flanked by Eccles in the backfield. Worked free. Gets it to Wells, bobbling it on the fingertips. Correction, that is actually Wilson, and Wilson advances it to the 40-yard line.
Wilson with the reception.
A flag.
Penalty marker on the field.
And it looks like it's coming back. Holding against Union.
10-yard penalty.
It was at the 13-yard line, so it would push it back to about the 7 or 8 with half the distance.
It'll be half the distance. Replay, second down.
Second down and about 12 at the 6. At the 7, excuse me. Furness in the backfield. Works free, spins it across the 15, and where are they going to place him, though? They're going to put him at the 18. Pickup of about 12 yards on the pass on the completion to Buchanan.
3rd down and 1.
Clock at 7:02, 3rd down and 1. CCU showing blitz, or at least showing anxiousness on the line. Echoes correction to the outside. There all kinds of calls of holding in the backfield, and Dawsey gets it out to the 35, but that one will be brought back as well. A pair of flags at the 14 and the 13, just right where Dawsey cut to the outside.
Holding against Union.
It was at the 18-yard line, and it will go back to the 9-yard line. 3rd down and 10. First down is at the 19. Under 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. So a pair of penalties, it looks like, as we look at the replay. Holding and a block in the back. Furness from the front of his own end zone. Scrambling to get free, goes down at the 10. It looks like a fumble. CCU says they have it. The officials say yes, indeedy. And it looks like in there making it, Billy Smith. And Furness is slow getting up. Curled up down at the 13-yard line. So it's going to be Smith who came up with the football. Furness still down. So it was the combination, we're told, Jordan Meekins, who forced it. Smith comes up with it. And that is not good on any front for Union. First and goal to go at the 10. Nose of the football on the stripe at the 10-yard line. Double tight end in the game. Hayden Votal will probably go to the right side. To the left side, John Sherman, a pair of tight ends. And they're lining up in the lonesome polecat. First and 10 at the 10. Inside the 10. Brought down at about the 7. And I'm telling you, it looked like that snap was done in slow motion.
Derek Taylor on the keeper for a gain of 2.
Second down and 7. CCU about to put this game out on ice. They can do it with a score. Stranger things have happened, but a two-score game would make it very, very hard. Taylor, the give, and it's going to
Jared Purdue.
Purdue going to get it past to the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal to go from the 5. And the clock sets at 5. 5 minutes remaining in this Titanic affairs. Sermon to the far side, lined up at tight end. On the near side and tight end, Hayden Votal. And a full house backfield. We saw it before on the touchdown to Young, including Valentine there as the lead blocker. He gets the ball and he will advance it. And did he get in? Nope, got it to the 1. They say there was a fumble. The ball carrier on that play was big Dominic Valentino. 6'4", the sophomore, 290 pounds. 4th and goal to go. And it's going to be the same play or the same formation. Valentino up front, right behind Taylor. Let the big dog eat. And of course, taking all the time in the world to draw off the defense. Fumble, and that will end the drive. Regardless, point.
Union takes over on downs.
So Union will take over. Bobbled snap. Not sure that certainly would be a fumble, but I'm not sure that. And Valentino looked like he got it back. But nonetheless, first and 10 from the 2-yard line. Last week, CCU seemingly stuffed Point twice in the end zone. The officials didn't see it that way. So this is a defense that is certainly swarming. We know they, as we've seen, can come up with big plays, and it's certainly in tight yardage. New quarterback in the game. We'll tell you about him in a moment. Over the middle, incomplete, intended for Wells. So now in the game, Connor Marchionda, a redshirt freshman from Grand Lakes, Colorado. And we have an injury timeout as the trainer comes in. 3:34 remaining in this one. Union with the football, deep in their own side of the field at their own 2. That will break the action for now as they tend to the injured player. One of those offensive linemen. CCU will not be at home until the 16th. Final contest of the season. They will take next week off. The bye week will take on Reinhardt on the 2nd of November. On the 9th, heading to Bluefield, Virginia, and then the season finale, Kentucky Christian, as you see the beautiful downtown Cincinnati skyline just peeking in over the southeast end zone. CCU very close to notching their second win ever. But first things first, the injured player will be escorted to the sideline. Dylan Crook, a freshman from Asheville, North Carolina. you would think. That the rush would be on. Now we would say that Connor Marchionda is the backup quarterback, but he's played in 7 games this season, completing 16 of 41 passes from his own end zone. He lets it fly. That went incomplete, just short.
Marchionda's pass is incomplete.
And it looks like we have a penalty. Early indication it might be roughing the passer. Jaquarius Wilson, the intended receiver.
Personal foul, roughing the passer against CCU.
That's exactly what it is. Breathing room for Union. Roughing the passer. Will advance it to the 17-yard line. Under pressure, that one complete to Wells on the run to the 35, to the 37, brought down just past the 40-yard line. They're going to put him at the 41.
Complete to Wells. First down, Union.
3:18 remaining. Union working very quickly. They've got a lot of time to work with, too. Pass lines up on the far side. Buchanan on the near side. Eccles met in the backfield, spun around, finally squashed at the 34-yard line. That a loss of about 6. CCU has been very effective against the run today. First and 10, ball at the 34. I'm sorry, that is second and 16, second and 17, we'll say. 2:25, clock rolling down. Union still has some life left into it, but it's got to make plays. That one incomplete. Buchanan can't dig it up out of the turf. Clock stops at 2:13. CCU went on a span where they outscored Union 26-3 after the first score. Union right now kind of like a Boy Scout trying to start a fire back there and got wet matches. Back to pass. Incomplete. Believe that would have been intended for Jaquarius Wilson, but threw well behind him, also threw well behind the defensive back and Tyler Schuber. And listen in the background if you can. The aluminum rumbling. 4th and 17. Pass complete to Wells. Gets it out to the 40. Still on his feet. Angles across to the sideline. He's going to break it open. Still on his feet. And finally, the touchdown saving tackle at the 30-yard line. 1:55. How in the world was he able to stretch it out that far? They needed 17 yards for the first down, and they got a bundle more. And there still is life in this Union team. 1:14 with Marchionda, the backup quarterback. Wells and pass on the near side. Wilson and Buchanan on the far side. The give to Eccles, cutting wide, flags on the play everywhere. That play took well too long to develop.
Eccles, the ball carrier.
1:22 left. Holding going against Union.
10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
They will have the first down again, but it's going to add yardage. So 2nd down and 10. Second down and 20 from the 38. It was originally at the 28. Low snap. Marchionda picks it up. Under pressure, steps forward and goes down by his neck. Very close to a dangerous tackle, but kind of just swatted down by the oncoming rush. Marchionda was trying to duck out of the way, and it ducked into the momentum and pushed him down. We'll watch it again. Just a bad set of developments from the very start. The rush coming. Meekins with another stop. Second and 22. 1:04 remaining. Union still has a pulse. And they have 2 timeouts left. CCU has 3 timeouts. 24-16, a minute 4 remaining. And a game where CCU came up big in the second and third quarters. Now they're clinging to the lead. Meanwhile, Union clinging to life, but they are very much alive. Second down from the 40, but it's second down and 22. The first down is just inside the 19. Pair of receivers each way. Marchionda over the middle, into the secondary, just past the CCU defender. It is now third down and 22.
Marchionda's pass intended.
Folks, I'm telling you, sometimes when you look at the CCU uniform numbers, it is just like a blob of gray painted across the front. Third down and 22, 57 seconds remaining. Connor Marchionda calling in the sophomore to try to come up with a miracle. Buchanan cannot come up with it. It is 4th and 22.
Buchanan, the intended receiver, bringing up first down.
Again, the first down just past the 19. 51 seconds remaining. And a game of fourth down conversions that Union has come up big. This is the biggest test of the game so far. CCU expecting the long ball. The incomplete pass in there to break it up. Billy Smith. Also, it looked like in there to break it up was Alex Duran. And with that, a big sigh goes from the CCU sideline, from the CCU faithful. 45 seconds remaining. And they are breathing again. We are at 2 hours and 49 minutes. And CCU 45 seconds away from notching their second win in program history. Taylor takes the knee, and that should just about do it. Timeout is called. Was that a timeout? The clock stopped nonetheless. Nope, that was not a timeout. That was just an official stoppage. That is a timeout. Okay. A little slow, and now they're down to 1. 24-16. And this is just as just moments before I was pronouncing doom and gloom on this passing attack, and just that quick as almost they heard it, CCU stepped it up, started catching passes, and changed the complexion of this game. And of course holds on to win, or would, if things continue, which would be the probable likelihood, the statistical likelihood as well. 38 seconds remaining. 24-16. And with that, that would be 4th down, but no timeout called. The officials running to the sideline, and it is all but official. The happy numbers coming in a moment. CCU improves to 2-6 on the season. Union drops to 0-8, and they continue looking for their first win of the season. It is a final. CCU 24, Union 16. You've been watching Waycross Media and the CCU Football Network. I'm Dean Jackson. So long, everybody.